Hello bass family and welcome to Everything Bass. Today we're carrying on with the hyperneck study, Unit 6. So if this happens to be the first hyperneck study video you've watched, there's 5 before this. And each one is designed to have you learn the notes in your fingerboard going up instead of across. And a couple tips as I want to remind you guys of is if you can, say the notes out loud while you play them. It's going to help you retain the information better and learn more about how the notes are connected and the neighboring notes around them. So let's get on with it. If you remember, this exercise in its core, it deals with playing 6 notes in one hand position that are in the parameters of the exercise, then shifting up to the next note in that same parameter, going up to the next note. So what's our parameter for today? We're going to focus on the key of F major. So we have one flat, which is B flat. So right there, if you haven't really ever memorized your keys, it's a great start. Just learning that all the notes in the key of F are natural except the B is flatted. So with that in mind, we're going to adjust the fingering pattern you might have memorized from Unit 1, but now every time we see a B natural, we're going to flat it. So let me demonstrate. So we're starting off with the lowest frettable note on the D string, and we're going to play the E. So we're going to go E, F, G. Now there's no B to flat there, so we just play the natural notes, E, F, G. Now we go A, but instead of playing the B on the 4th fret, we're going to play the B flat on the 3rd fret. So we go A, B flat, C. So that pattern is this. Now again, it might seem weird at first or difficult or just awkward, but if you can actually say E, F, G, A, B flat, C while you're focusing on your fingerboard, I think that makes it a stronger imprint on your mind, and I think you can remember it better. I've tested this with students throughout the decades that I've taught private lessons, and those who actually verbalize the notes while they play them seem to learn them much faster. So if this is a hurdle you want to get over and you're tired of not knowing the notes on your fingerboard, this is a great exercise for you. So we just completed the first hand pattern, and if you download the music off of Patreon, you'll see that's the first measure. And then you go up to the F, because that's the next note in the sequence, the next note higher, that's in the key of F major, and that's E. F, sorry. So we go F, G, A, reach back for the 3rd fret, B flat, C, D. You can put those two together now, the first pattern. So we just play the first 2 measures. So with this exercise, you just keep going up. So we go up, now we're on the G, 5th fret on the D string, and we play G, A, but now we do have a B that's here, so we're going to play B flat. G, A, B flat. C, D, E. We go all the way up to the E. All right, then we go A, B flat, C, D, E, F. Let me just play very slowly the first 5 positions to this. So here we start on that E, and we go next, next, next. Now you can go as high as you want on those, that's the pairs of strings, the D and the G string. For you overachievers that are getting it and you want to take it farther, just next do the A and the D string, and once you have that down, do the E and the A string. Now I will give you this little extra credit thing. Before you move on to another set of strings, play the patterns backwards. Like go to as high as you think you want to do. I'm going to go up to the C. And play the pattern backwards. So it'd be C, the C. C, B flat, A, G, F, E. Again, every time I come to a B, I flat it. And it's a very cool exercise, a good warm-up. Some people have been asking, like, how long should I do this? I wouldn't make it a major part of your practice, meaning I wouldn't eat up a lot of your time. If you did focus 5 minutes on this, that's a long time on this exercise. And each day, maybe challenge yourself with doing something different. Maybe the first day, all you do is you do the ascending on just the D and the G string. Next day, warm up by reminding yourself, go once up, ascending, but then see how you do coming down, and do that until a couple minutes are up. Next day, maybe try the next 2 sets of strings. Next day, the next 2 sets of strings. In 1 week, you should have covered, even on a 5-string, 7-string, or 5-string, 6-string, 7-string bass, you should be able to cover all pairs of strings. And you really are starting to see patterns. You're starting to understand where the B flats are. And now in the key of F, when someone calls out the key of F, or you see an F major chord, you're going to be able to know all the notes that are diatonic to that key instinctually. It's really a great way, I think, to learn your fingerboard, and collateral benefit, learn your key signatures. Because in a previous unit we covered G, the key of G, which has 1 sharp F. Now we're covering the key of F, 1 flat, B flat. If I've lost you in any way, please in the comments below, just write me a quick note. Where did I lose you? What can I repeat for you? I'd love to hear from you. You can always email me also at dtitus@daletitus.com. So we're going on to our Encore item, and I could just feel everyone saying, hey, you mentioned a lot of albums. What about Led Zeppelin? Well, of course, Led Zeppelin. And there's so many albums that I'm going to be highlighting and maybe introducing you to some, and for some of you, maybe reminding you about them, and others, the album inside and out, and you're just glad that I'm including it. Wherever you fall in that category, we're going to just pick one of my favorite Led Zeppelin albums, which is it's kind of like trying to find my, for me to pick out my favorite flavor of ice cream. I mean, there's just too many to decide from, and they're all pretty good. So I'm going to choose Led Zeppelin II. And it's really because of the songs and John Paul Jones, the bassist, some of his performances. On that album, when you start talking about, John Paul's, like amazing bass lines, his amazing performances, his compositions, everyone kind of goes to the Lemon Song. And that is amazing, and believe me, I've seen lots of transcriptions for the bass parts there, and I think it is stellar. But my ear was always drawn to Ramble On. And Ramble On, if you want an exercise to test your ear, not download any sheet music or anything, but actually test your ear, and you want to test your technique, that's a great song. I believe there's also somewhere around there, if my memory serves me correct, there's on social media they were showing where someone took just the bass tracks from Ramble On and put it out, where they isolated just the bass, and that'd be a great resource for you. Anyway, what an amazing, Ramble On has kind of everything in it. It has that wonderful opening melody. It has that incredible bass part to the chorus, which is so, dexterous and so cool and driving. That's just so many cool elements to that bass line that I really, really love. Of course, you got A Whole Lot of Love, which is iconic. It's an iconic song. From stem to stern, you literally can push play if you have a CD or you're streaming it, or if you have the old record, drop the needle and listen it from beginning to end. And there is so much for you to absorb there as a bass player. Let's just say, Led Zeppelin, you never thought Led Zeppelin was your kind of thing, you weren't drawn to them, you didn't know what the big deal was. I'm going to encourage you to give it another shot. Throw on Led Zeppelin II. You don't let there be any distractions. Just really focus in on the bass part, overall the melodic playing that John Paul is capable of, and just really give them another shot, because there's so much there, and I just really think this album is one of my Desert Island discs. So amazing. Now, so we have Hyperneck Study Unit 6, and we also have our Encore Item, Led Zeppelin II. So, I wanted to mention and give some thanks. The Patreon family is growing. So for those of you who aren't familiar, to support this channel, I offer a patreon.com account. Now, patreon.com/everythingbass. If you go there, and you'll find the link down in the comments below. But if you go and follow that link, that's where you can actually, for a very low fee, become a monthly supporter. And what that actually gives you is access to all my printed music. I'm recording this week some audio files that I'll be posting up there for you to improvise along with. I have some other plans. There'll be some giveaways. So I'm pretty excited about that. And we have some new Patreon subscribers. So I just want to kind of give them a shout out and thank them so much for the support. So Marv Coleman, Russ Knapp, Scott Hamilton, and Tim Ham. Thank you guys so much for joining the Patreon family. Your support means a lot to me. And with your monthly contribution to the channel, I'm going to be doing so much more, and this is going to grow so much faster. So I want to thank you guys. And if you haven't become a Patreon supporter, please give it a shot. Try it for a month. See if you like how the materials are presented, how easy it is to download. You can start creating your own lesson binder. And there's going to be some other perks I'm going to announce in a future video for any Patreon subscribers. All right, well, there you have it. Please, if you enjoyed this video and you like what this channel's trying to do, please hit the subscribe button below. I get so happy every time, and it's funny, I get those notifications that we have a new subscriber to the YouTube channel, which is free. The subscription to the YouTube channel, absolutely free. Just hit the button, you're in, you're done. But those always just bring such joy to my life, and I thank you for that. Also, it means a lot if you could like the video and share the video. Would be wonderful. If you're a new subscriber to the channel, please just hit the bell icon. That way, every time I post videos or I make any kind of post, you'll be notified. Hey, and our Facebook family is actually growing even bigger. We're over 400 members in the Facebook page, so if you want to communicate this way with other bass players, share some of your stories, share jokes, share memes, I don't care. Just as long as it's bass centric, we're there for you. You can find that by going to Facebook and searching Everything Bass with Dale Titus, and that'll get you to the group. It's an open group. Just hit follow and you're in. And let us know you're here. As soon as you hit follow, please announce yourself. Let us know a little bit about you as a player. All right, very excited, guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, and I'll see you at the next video.